There's a rumor about you doing a joint album with Ice Cube. Is that still gonna happen?
Well, we both on some independent shit right now.
It could happen. I'm because we keep it 100 when me and you talk. I interviewed Alonzo Williams recently, from the World Class Wreckin Crew. Alonzo gave Ice Cube his first record deal. He gave him like a little 3-song record deal when Ice Cube was 15 in a group called CIA.
I remember CIA.
Mm-hmm. And I asked him about Ice Cube's gangster past. And he said that from everything he's seen, Ice Cube's an excellent actor, but he's never really seen Ice Cube involved in actual gang activities.
Ice Cube was a great kid, just a nice kid.
So Ice Cube wasn't gang banging at all?
No.
Was it a little weird hearing about all this gang banging stuff from someone that doesn't gang bang at all?
Fucked me up.
Yeah?
The fuck who? I'm like, you got to be bullshit.
Like songs like Gangster, Gangster, like I thought Ice Cube was the most gangster motherfucker on the planet.
You know what?
I thought Ice Cube come in here and kill everybody. You know what I mean?
He's a great actor. That
really affected me because listening to NWA, you couldn't tell me that Ice Cube wasn't a mass murdering, triple OG. Like the vividness of what he said was so strong that I 100% believe that he actually went through everything that he actually rapped about.
I didn't.
You came from a different background.
I didn't. I got some ties to Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of know who's active and who not active.
Yeah.
Who was active and who wasn't active. And like, in Cube's defense, man, Cube was a genius.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He was kind of like the I haven't seen the movie, so I really can't do too much speaking on it.
Well, they depicted him as someone who saw what was going on and wrote his lyrics.
Okay.
They didn't paint him as a gangster or a gangbanger or anything else like that.
Okay, that's cool.
And I think it was fair. Do you feel that hip hop puts too much emphasis on
authenticity?
Like the authenticity of someone actually rapping what it is that they went through. Like, for example, like I talked to Nori. Nori really was out there shooting people, and he literally said how his first album was like, literally he was talking about the shit that he was doing. He didn't know you could make up shit and create stories. He just figured he'd go rap about what it is that he did. We talked about his, people he shot on camera.
I snapped, yeah. It was a dumb thing.
So you started shooting at him?
Yeah, I shot him through, it went straight through.
Oh, so you actually hit him?
Yeah, I hit him. It went straight through though. But it went like, what's that shit what they call when the bullet don't stop in you?
Flesh wound?
Yeah, flesh wound where it goes straight through and shit. Word.
I ain't never ever seen a gun.
Right.
I ain't never seen a rock.
Nothing. But.
No, sir. I ain't never seen a brick of cocaine.
Do you feel that hip hop is overly restrictive in making people have to actually go through that? Because, for example, Johnny Cash never killed nobody, but he had lots of songs about killing people. And people are cool with that. But it seems like with hip hop, it's like, well, he a studio gangster, or that shit ain't real. And I feel it's a limiting factor.
I feel like if you can paint a picture on a canvas of art so vivid and so twisted and so demonic and so authentic, then that should just be what it is.
Right.
Like, wow, that's a great fucking painting. Or wow, that's a great fucking house you painted. Or that's a great fucking movie you made.
Yeah, or the architecture is amazing.
Amazing. Denzel played a hell of a bad cop. but I know that when he goes home, he's not a bad cop.
Yeah.
You know, to his family. Or Ice Cube can write a bitch is a bitch. So if I'm poor, filthy, poor, rich, I talking the exact same pitch. Yeah, I know that when he goes home to his wife, he don't feel like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Although he wasn't married at the time he wrote that song.
I mean, even now, so it's still a great fucking record.
Yeah.
And it sparks a lot of records that I've written too. You know, that's the style of it. But you know, I think at the end of the day, it's a well-crafted story. You know, that means everything.
Yeah.
And if I can take you to where I've been and put you in that same, you know, environment, if I can say 4 or 5 words and grab you from there, you know, then I got you. You know, and it's stories that we as artists can come up with, that we are connected to, that we are a part of, participated in, or not. You know, who's that to say? You know, we got secrets that we'll take to the grave.
Right.
And then others, you know, we'll talk about, because that freedom of speech is gonna protect what a motherfucker say.
Yeah.
Or at least it should anyway.
What about the writing thing? Because I remember it was the whole Meek Mill Drake thing. Meek made a big point that someone may have written some of Drake's lyrics and it seemed like nobody cared. Even Beanie Siegel.
Do people write for Taylor Swift?
Absolutely.
Well, who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
Does people write for Beyonce?
Absolutely.
Well, who gives a fuck? Those are 2 of the biggest stars I know.
Has anyone ever written for you?
Nah.
Never.
Have I ever written with anyone before? Sure.
So you've collaborated?
I've written a lot of times with Willie.
Willie D?
Yeah.
Okay.
We sat down and wrote Ghetto Boy albums together.
So you wrote each other's lyrics?
Not in that sense, but if he needed a fucking word. Well, then the early shit, like Do It Like a G.O. and No Sellout and all that, I think that was Willie's writing. You know, we just said verses. But, you know, when I get on, when I started doing all my solo shit, I wrote my own shit. Now,
I mean, Ice Cube had a problem with it at one point. I remember reading an interview where he said, you know, I don't like this, you know, writing by committee. You know, I'm only interested in people who write their own shit.
Yeah.
And he's you know, one of the best writers to ever do it.
Exactly. And so is R. Kelly. I wrote a lot of shit for Bushwick, and, you know, I have jotted down a few words for a few other motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like, as long as, if we sitting here collaborating and I'm saying, okay, train commuter, type in my computer, you know, I need a word. Train my computer, fuck it, I'm a shooter, hit a bank looter, ride with Luda, Chris, that's my dog, bitch, shit, I said, what, and you can throw some words at a motherfucker, and yeah, that. I ain't writing the motherfucker lyrics, we just throwing words off each other, ain't that how they go? Yeah, just chunking words off each other.
I agree. Like, for example, Elton John didn't write none of his shit. Like
Brandy Taupin wrote his shit.
Yeah, Taupin wrote all the
But it sounds so fucking
verses.
great.
It sounds incredible. And I guess Elton wrote a lot of the music. I feel like hip hop limits itself and holds itself back.
You know, my woman crush, my WCE.
Woman crush every day.
My WCA. Woman crush all the time says the one who writes your rhymes might as well hold your microphone.
Oh, really?
That's what she said.
Do you agree?
I'm with her.
Yeah. Because when you talk about the legacies, like who's your favorite rapper of all time? Do you have one?
Man, I love G Rap.
Yeah.
I love Rakim, you know.
Okay, Rakim.
All right, I love Chris.
But would you feel any differently if you found out that a majority of their stuff was written by someone else?
I wouldn't be mad at nobody but like G Rap. I'd be pissed at him if somebody else wrote his shit. I'd be mad at Rakim if somebody wrote his shit too, but such is life.
Yeah, such is life.
Yeah, I think as far as ideas and shit is concerned, like I think that's a producer. As far as getting the record done, I think that's a producer.
So, like, did Lil J come in and say, y'all should say it like this, or something?
No.
Never.
He came in with topics, and he came in with that can be a little stronger.
Okay. So
I like it, but it could be a little stronger. Or, you know what I mean? Now he wrote it. He wrote Damn It Feel Good to Be a Gangster, feeding the poor and helping out with their bills. He wrote that shit. And his part on the president, and now it's the word from our president, damn it feel good to be a gangster. Jay wrote that shit. That nigga Jay wrote a rap. Yeah, he wrote that shit. That's the funniest shit in the world now that I think about it. That nigga actually wrote a rap and rapped it.
And
rapped that shit. The part Bushwick wrote, now I'm in the U.S. making deals. Jay wrote that shit for Bill, man. Yeah. I mean, one that you don't really know. Riding around town in a drop top, beans hitting switches in my back, black 6'4". I might have wrote that line, but I know that Jay wrote the mass majority of that Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster shit for Bill and him.
Like, Charged Up was decent. It had some bars in it. Back to Back is a tough diss record. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
The beat is not that hard.
What?
The Charged Up, the back-to-back beat really could have been a lot better.
Yeah, but in the club it goes. And I tell y'all all the time, the greatest diss records in the world are the ones that play in the club.
That shit's dope. If I rapped about driving around in a fucking car and like fucking listening to country music, nobody would give a fuck about that shit. Like, I make music about some shit because it sound cool. Like, I like making music. I make cool music.